Hi guys, it's Thomas here from COTBASE.com. Welcome to our weekly COT review. Today we're going to be analyzing the 25th Commitments of Traders Report of 2024. And as always, we're going to start off by looking at the largest changes in commercials net position. This report was issued by CFTC on the 24th of June 2024. So there was a bit of a lag over there, which can happen. It's something you can check out at CFTC to check the official release schedule. But don't worry, COTBASE always comes and updates the system right away. So for those who are new to COT analysis, just a quick reminder here at COTBASE.com, you'll find a lot of educational material. Not only do we have these in written format, but we have some very, very useful videos as well that can guide you through the analysis process. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to comment underneath the video or send us an email to info@cotbase.com. So let's get started. You can see, actually this today's video is going to be all about currencies. You're going to see all 6 markets that I analyze in this quick review will be a currency. Starting off with the Mexican peso. And by the way, of course, we are analyzing the net positions from the classic, or as CFTC calls it, legacy COT report type, the combined futures and options data type. You have the ability to switch that over to other newer COT report types or other data types, or if you'd like to analyze a specific data set, that's available as well. So our first market is the Mexican peso with a huge 63% change in commercials net positions. Commercials, of course, represented with the red line, large speculators in green, and we have small speculators on a separate scale chart in blue. Their trading volume, of course, is much smaller than commercials or large speculators, so we put them on a separate scale chart. And here's that huge change in traders' net positions. Of course, not something we see regularly. Unquestionably, the largest change in the past 1 year. My only issue with it that it's coming at a point in time when the market has already made a significant move. This is, of course, a bullish change signal. However, it could have been something we've seen earlier. I mean, if we could have got this report just around here, it would have been a great signal to enter. Moving to a 5 years chart, we can see that the Mexican peso was actually in more of a bearish COT extreme for quite some time, just around these top levels. As you can see, the market has given back and gone lower against the US dollar. So not surprisingly, we see that traders are moving in the opposite direction as we're speaking. The next market is going to be the dollar index, which again is showing a huge change in traders' net position, 63%. Although in the US dollar index, we have seen a change that was greater in size back over here in December of 2023, just preceding this bottom. By the way, it was a very successful signal, although we had to wait a few more days, but eventually it did show us a result. So now we have a bearish COT change signal suggesting weakness coming in the next couple of days ahead of us. Moving to a 5 year chart, we can examine stress levels, which with this current reading is somewhere in between the most bullish and most bearish COT extremes on the dollar index. So not necessarily something that you can act upon in itself. It's really the change signal right now that you can take into consideration. Now this is the point where I'm going to switch over to TradingView and show you the iCOT Intraday Indicator with AfterSignal. It's our unique indicator we developed after many years of research. It's a wonderful tool for anybody who's trading on shorter time frames or would like to supplement classic COT analysis with a tool set that can actually, help you enter and exit trades. It's a wonderful tool. I advise everybody to give it a try. So here's the euro US dollar currency pair. Of course, we talked about the dollar index. The largest component of the dollar basket is the euro itself. So let's look at the euro US dollar currency pair. We're going to add the after signal. I'm just going to show this to you live so that you can see there's no change in the default settings. The only thing I do change is I have two signals, one focused on long opportunity. So I'm going to switch this to not any, but any long. It's not stripe any, meaning only stripe signals, but any signal that's long, I'm going to look at that on one side. And on the other side, I'm going to switch to any short. There you go. So this is actually a 2-minute candlestick chart. And of course I can show you, well, let's just talk about it for a sec. So these are the so-called stripe signals. Stripe signals come when we have both commercials and large speculators at an extreme. Okay, that's what gives us a stripe signal. It's these vertical lines, red for bearish and of course green for bullish. On this chart right now, we see a bearish stripe signal. If we move to a, let's say, 1 hour candlestick chart, just to, run through this real quick, you can see just around this bottom over here, we had this bullish stripe signal catching this bottom. And of course, we have the filtering effect of the after signal telling us when the good time is to enter the trade. And last but not least, let's look at a 4-hour candlestick chart. Here you can see a stripe signal just preceding the highs of the euro US dollar currency over here. So it's a very useful tool to supplement classic COT analysis. We basically reverse engineered a lot of indicators so that we can come up with this tool that mimics classic COT analysis. Back to the review, moving on to the Australian dollar, where we have a 27% change. So not 63, but still quite significant, I would say. Where this, of course, is a bearish change signal suggesting weakness coming in the next few days. Switching to a 5-year chart, you can see that we are getting closer to bearish COT extreme levels. On this 5-year chart, you can see that commercials could actually go net short on the Australian dollar, which was actually a successful signal just around these highs in the market. We're headed in that direction, not there yet. Moving to large speculator COT extreme analysis, we have the Canadian dollar on top of our list with an all-time COT extreme. It is a bullish extreme suggesting that the Canadian dollar has reached bottom against the US dollar over here. It is suggesting we should see a rise in the Canadian dollar. Of course, these all-time extremes are rare. When they do happen, it does show something serious is happening in the market. Traders are at their all-time extreme. What does it mean? In the entire history of COT data, which for the Canadian dollar dates us back until the early 2000s, we have never ever seen commercials at these levels. So, approximately 150,000 contracts net long for commercials. Large speculators, about 150,000 contracts net short. So quite an extreme in the Canadian dollar. Of course, caution is advised. These extremes could be present in the market for many, many weeks, possibly months before there's any reaction from the market. The Euro-British pound currency pair is our next market. However, I would not put that much of an emphasis on this signal. Although it is a bullish all-time COT extreme suggesting the euro appreciating against the British pound, but I would take this signal a bit more cautiously and possibly analyze the euro and the British pound futures contracts separately before coming to any conclusion. And last but not least, another currency, again, as I said, this review is all about currencies. The New Zealand dollar with a 320 report extreme in large speculators net position. This is, of course, an unquestionable bearish COT extreme suggesting weakness in the next few weeks and months ahead of us. Now, of course, there's a lot to do here at COTBASE.com. If you would like to analyze a specific market, we talked about, for instance, the Canadian dollar, you can do that. You can check that market's report. We have it in a very, very clear, understandable spreadsheet over here. You can chart everything. You can download the charts in different formats. If you are a pro member you have the availability to download our data. And with a pro membership, you can actually have an indicator in NinjaTrader to analyze the COT report. And again, we have our wonderful iCOT intraday indicators. These are actually available not only in NinjaTrader, but on TradingView as well. And they can come very, very handy if you if you are looking for exact entry and exit points as well. So there's a lot to do here at COTBASE.com. Thank you so much for your attention. If you have any questions, feel free to comment or send us an email to info@COTBASE.com. And I hope you enjoyed the review. See you next time. Take care. Goodbye.